if you've ever thought about it or even stopped and wondered why so many, especially young women, are trying so hard to be healthy while living in environments that quietly work against their health every single day. A lot of women are buying supplements, we're drinking those smoothies and working out. We say we want peace, balance, wellness, but at the same time, so many of us are surrounded by products, practices, and environments that slowly add more stress, more burden, more noise to our body and nervous system every single day. And at some point, I think we just have to pay attention and realize there's something going on here. See, here's the thing. You cannot sustain wellness in an unsustainable environment. That realization changed the direction of my life, and it will for anyone that gets involved in this practice. And it's the reason, actually, this podcast is called Start Living Sustainable. So I want to welcome you to Start Living Sustainable. I'm Cynthia, and I am a sustainable lifestyle educator, former fashion textile industry insider, and now I'm helping women reduce unnecessary exposure in their homes and in their daily lives so they can create a calmer, healthier foundation for themselves and their family. And today it's no different. I want to talk to you about the bigger picture, not just clean products, not just healthy swaps, but the deeper reason why so many women feel like they're doing everything right and still don't feel well. So let's jump into it. Before we dive in, if you've been feeling like something in your environment, maybe in your home, maybe affecting how you feel, and you are now looking around thinking about it right now because your energy, your sleep, your focus, your hormones, your peace, and you want help figuring out what you may not be seeing inside your own home and routines. As a result of going through the Healthy Home Reset audit with me, many women discover that creating a healthier home goes far beyond a few clean swaps. And often it uncovers overlooked everyday exposures in their home, their habits, products that they never realized could be contributing to how they and their families feel. You can book your session at startlivingsustainable.com or through the link in the show notes that I'll leave down below. Now, let's get into this conversation. There came a point in my own life when I realized I didn't just want to accept what modern life was doing to people anymore, not to my health, not to my family, and honestly, not to yours either. As many of you know, I spent years working in fashion, textiles, and product development in that whole environment where I started noticing something most consumers never see. I saw how normalized synthetic materials, chemical finishes, fragrances, coatings, wrinkle resistant treatments, stain resistant treatments, and performance materials had become. And at first, it just seemed normal. Everyone was doing it, everyone was wearing it. The industry normalized it, consumers normalized it, stores, marketing, all normalized it. But eventually, I started asking deeper questions. What are people constantly touching? What are they breathing in? What are they sleeping on? What are they wearing against their skin every single day? Them, their family, their babies, and more importantly, what happens when all of these exposures start layering themselves together over years? That question stayed with me because I realized this wasn't just about fashion anymore. It was about modern living as a whole. And I want you to hear this clearly, my beautiful women listening out there. This episode is not about fear. It's about awareness. There's a difference because many of us are trying to create health inside systems that were never truly designed around protecting long-term human wellness. Modern systems are often built around speed, convenience, shelf life, profitability, mass production, and keeping consumers buying more and more. And that's just the truth. Food's engineered to last longer. Products engineered to smell stronger. Fabrics are engineered to resist wrinkles. Homes are filled with synthetic materials. You see, these are lifestyle habits that are actually built around stress and productivity, and little by little, well, we're all responsible for normalizing it all. Here's where I want you to think differently. The problem usually isn't one thing. Like I said, it's the layering, the repeated daily input and exposure, the frequency, the accumulation, the constant contact. And this is where so many women get frustrated because they've already started making changes. Maybe that's you. Maybe you've already switched a few products. You're buying cleaner skincare. You're starting to eat healthier. You stop using certain candles, especially if you've been listening to me for a while. You've changed your deodorant. You've changed your detergents. And yet, you still feel like there's more to the picture. That's because there usually is. Most women are making random swaps without understanding prioritization, without understanding the cumulative burden, without understanding the highest frequency exposure points in their own home. And honestly, that's not your fault because nobody really taught us to think this way. We were taught to trust labels, trust marketing, trust convenience, trust what everyone else is buying. Well, we're getting a little smarter now because there are just so many scams and artificial intelligence and fake this and fake that. But common, let me just tell you, does not automatically mean supportive to your body just because you see it everywhere and everybody's using it. And that's exactly why I created Start Living Sustainable. When I say sustainable living, I'm not talking about saving the planet. I'm talking about sustaining you, your energy, hormones, focus, your nervous system, your sleep, your peace, your family's future. Because what good is convenience really if it's slowly draining the quality of your life? That's the question. And I think many women are waking up to that right now, which is a good thing. They're realizing, I don't want to live disconnected from what I'm bringing into my home anymore. Not obsessively, not fearfully, but intentionally. That's different. So you may be asking yourself, Cynthia, so where do you start? I'm glad you asked. You start by slowing down enough to become aware, first and foremost, and then you start asking better questions. You stop assuming that if something is common, if it's heavily marketed or sold everywhere, that it automatically supports long-term wellness, because that's not the case. And instead of trying to change everything overnight, once you start to see what's really going on, you begin learning what matters most to you. What exposures are the highest in terms of frequency in your house? What touches your body daily? What affects the air quality that you're breathing? What's adding unnecessary burden in your home and lifestyle? These are questions that you want to ask. What changes would create the biggest impact first for you? That's sustainable wellness. It's not perfection, but it is prioritization. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from today's episode, it's this. You cannot sustain wellness in an environment that constantly works against your body. It just won't work. And sustainable living, listen, it's not about fear. It's not about perfection. It's not about throwing everything out tomorrow. It's about becoming more intentional about what truly supports your life and what's slowly draining it, okay? And if today's episode made you realize there may be more to the picture than you've considered, okay? I'd love to help you identify what may be silently contributing to your own toxic load and where to focus first without being overwhelmed. You can book a Healthy Home Reset Audit session with me through the link in the show notes down below, or you can head over to startlivingsustainable.com. And as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about your health, your home, and your future enough to seek truth instead of simply accepting what's normal. Until next time, it's never too late to start living sustainable.